Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel of LEGO reviewing, but this time we have 3 different awesome LEGO sets. And as you can see, we have the first set over here, which is the biggest set out of all 3, with coming in with 1,400 pieces. Is the R34 GTR from the series Fast and Furious. And then here we have a Volvo V12 truck, maybe for heavy duty. And here we have the Aston Martin Valkyrie hybrid, making 1,100 horsepower. This is alright. So without further ado, let's get into the review. And for the Valkyrie, we have this beautiful hypercar that we get straight out of the box. But sadly, this is the only thing we get, but that's LEGO Technic for you. And this is maybe the under profile, so there's a lot of mechanical gears, mechanical things working underneath the car, as expected from a LEGO Technic. And this car generates about 1,000 horsepower, 1,100 horsepower, 6.5 liter engine assisted by, or twin turbo engine assisted by electric motors. So this is a hybrid car making over 1,100 horsepower. Very impressive. And we can see the V12 engine with that massive cylinders, 12 cylinders. And of course, as you would with the LEGO Technic, the more, if we spin the wheels, it will perfectly spin all of the naturally aspirated V12, or not naturally aspirated, it's twin turbo cylinders moving up and down. Very cool. But another thing I like about the features of this car is that it's accurate with its gull-wing doors. So here we can open the gull-wing doors perfect, just like a Tesla, because a Tesla also has gull-wing doors. And then for the interior, it's very small, but then there's a nice little touch on the steering wheel where it's like a video game controller, which is actually how the Valkyrie steering wheel is. It's not circle, it's kind of like a video game controller. So it's kind of like an axe maybe. Yeah, it's kind of an axe. Yes sir. And then we have bucket seats. Not comfortable, of course. It's a hypercar meant for crazy fast speed. There's also an air intake here, which is also realistic to the box, or to the real one, because the box has the mechanic here. I think this is the real one. The real one. Yeah. Yes, it is the real one. There's also the air intake on the real one. And then of course there is standard steering. Okay, let me try driving it around so we can move around its steering very nicely. You know, we can go fast as well, and there's no problem. And then here we have the tractor. We have the Volvo wheel loader. That side a little, and then here we have actually a really big engine. And true to the LEGO Technic nature, there's also a lot of moving parts. I think there's the most moving parts in this car out of the 3 sets. While it may not be the biggest, it definitely is. While building this, I felt really scared because any mess up with one of the parts could lead to a very big error, and you guys might have to restart everything. As for the features, we have a lot of features, just like how the truck, a semi-truck would. So here we can of course drive it around and steer it with the top button or top lever, it's a round lever, as a normal car would. And then we have 2 more levers at the back, 2 more switches where we can adjust the crane of the truck. So the front lever adjusts the angle or the tilt of the mouth of the crane. So maybe we're trying to pick up some sand, we can throw it down here and it's already level, and then we can go forward, and then we can spin the first one again, and then it'll bring it up, it'll bring the mouth up. But then let's say we want to move it somewhere higher. Let's say there's a pile or a wall that we need to put it over, put the sand over so we can drive around. And then here we can lift up the back the back lever, and then it will lift up the crane slowly. So let's try to max out the lift. I think it can go pretty high. Still going. Okay, that's the max. The click was the indicator for the max. So this is the max, and then maybe we want to put it, then we slowly go down, turn the mouth down for the sand, and the sand is all gone. So we can revert it back. We can do both of these things slowly but carefully as well. There we go. So here the truck is back in its neutral position, and going to the body itself, we here going up to the truck, we actually have stairs on both sides. Because the truck is so big, we have small stairs, or ladder, not stair, it's a ladder, yeah. We have small ladders to get up on top, and then we can actually open the doors on the side. Oh, the right side doesn't have a door, but the left side does, yeah. The left side has a door, because it's for the driver. Oh no, the driver sits in the middle, never mind. Only one side has a door. I think that's how a truck works as well. And then there's a bottle for the truck driver, maybe when he's feeling hot. There's also a hazard light for indicator when because the truck is big, so in the road it needs to have some sort of indicator to drive, and this is the indicator. It's a yellow indicator. So you always have to turn it on whenever you drive it in the city or in the road. And then as for that, the wheels are big. I think it's around, it could be 40-inch wheels, but they're really big. Okay, going to the next set. And then here we have our last but not least R34, really big car. And let's start with the doors. The doors are actually so big. They're, I think, almost the size of my hand. So we can fit a lot. Oh, even a minifigure is bigger than I think we can fit 2 minifigures or 3 minifigures standing on top of each other on this seat. And true to its racing or drifting nature, because this car is actually made to drift a lot, we only have one seat, and the rest they're filled with tank. And maybe all of you guys might be wondering why this tank is there, why these tanks are here. Well, it's actually because of the turbo and the NOS, because they actually need special fuel. They're called NOS, so they have extra NOS right there, so they can give it a boost. They can give the car a big boost when driving. And then there's the driver's seat here with a really big steering wheel that actually, when we turn, also turns the car, the wheels. Yeah, also turns the car. So turning the steering wheel inside turns the wheels, and turning the steering above the car also turns the wheels and the steering wheel at the same time. So that's an added feature about this Technic set. And another added feature that this big Technic set doesn't have, or has is that the mirrors are adjustable. So compared to the Aston Martin Valkyrie, the mirrors weren't adjustable, but this one is adjustable, so you can adjust it however you like. And then here there's also nice detail with the door handles, so we can actually hold the door handles and we can pull it out. Very nice. The stickering is good. There's a side skirt stickers, and then the bumpers are good, the rear bumpers. Oh, speaking of the bumpers, let's go to the rear bumper. We did that. That's so good because the lights here are very accurate. One big on the outside, one small on the inside. And then here we get a big wing that we can adjust slightly. Oh, here, yeah, we can adjust slightly. But I don't think we should adjust that because that's how it's supposed to look like. Stay true to its tribute to the series. And then here we have, of course, your iconic exhaust. It's only one in this car, and it should only be one in this car. But it's a big exhaust because it's been modified. Maybe it's been modified by Gintani, but what I know is that only the engine, the turbo, I think everything's modified. They also put a body kit here. They put Nismo front bumpers, they put Nismo lips, Nismo version 2 lips. And then the engine is a I think 2.6 liter V6 engine, inline 6 engine, not a V6, it's an inline 6 engine. So compared to the Aston Martin Valkyrie, which had two lines of V6, making it a V12, this only has an inline, which makes it an inline 6, not a V6. So it's a straight line. And then here, of course, we can spin the back wheels. Oh, front wheels. Oh, this is front wheel drive. I forgot. So, this car, very accurate as well, is that it's front wheel drive. So, the power doesn't come from the back of its wheels, but actually it's being distributed to the front of its wheels. That's why by spinning the front tires instead of the back tires, we get the engine to run, or the engine runs when we spin the front tires, because it's a front wheel drive. Also very accurate. And then here, the grille looks very nice. There's iconic Nissan grille here, and then there's a intercooler. So Paul Walker's GTR has also been modified with a intercooler, with an upgraded intercooler, upgraded turbos, upgraded fans, stuff like that, making this car have 558 horsepower. So that's actually very strong, because this car has the RB26 engine, which is not, the stock isn't that powerful, but it's popular due to how modifiable it is. So that's why it's a good choice for this car. It's a good engine for this car as well. And then you can also have the boot of the back. There's also storage space, just like, of course, in a real car. So here, it doesn't give us, this set sadly doesn't give us the a storage space. It's just, we can see the mechanical gearing and stuff inside, but maybe it'll be cooler if they added like a small storage area at the back. And then this car, out of the three, is the only car that actually has suspension. So if we press the wheels like this, it will actually go up and down. Oh, or maybe I can press the car like this. Oh yeah, there. Yeah. So maybe if there's a small bump in the front, okay, maybe I'm the bump, and then the car wants to go up, and then it'll just slowly go up, and then perfect. Doesn't even, yeah, perfect. Doesn't even jump, because there's a small side suspension. And this car actually also has a lot of built-in mechanics and gearing, which makes it, I think, slightly harder to build than the Valkyrie. But overall, I think it's still a fun car. And there's also one more feature that maybe all the Fast and Furious guys, fans would like. It's actually, there's a drift feature. So with a lot of LEGO sets, you actually cannot drift the car because it will ruin the rubber on the tires. So what they did is, there's actually a lever behind this, behind the top of the car, behind the hood of the car. And then if we swap it up, it will actually lift the tires, the rear tires, off the ground by having these balls. And these balls are, they're slippery. Yeah, slippery balls, I guess. And then the function of these balls is that whenever you want to drift the car, it actually makes it possible for you to drift the car. So now like this, like that, exactly. So cool. So for example, we want to drift the car like the Tribute Fast and Furious, and bam, drift the car. It's so easy. So cool. But then sadly we can't drive it around because it's still slippery. There's no traction, so we can put it down again and then we can drive it like normal. And then maybe when we want to drift it around again, we can pull the gear up and then we can drift it. Okay, here. And then we can drift it around like so. So it makes it really easy to drift, just like how in the car. So maybe like this. Oh, like that. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for this car. And there you have it, guys. That is it for this review with these three, again, awesome sets. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to like. Share us your thoughts below. And maybe tell us if you guys have any comments about this awesome GTR that we just reviewed, this Volvo, and again, the Valkyrie. Thank you again for watching. Thank you to LEGO Group for sponsoring us, and we'll see you on later. Bye!